What's up, guys? Welcome to Picksburgh, and you are joining us today for the best darn morning show on the YouTubes that happens to begin at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, broadcasted from Pittsburgh by these two very, very handsome men. With me, as always, I have Nate, every day I'm hustling, who's looking quite crisp again today. I got to give it to you, Nate. You're looking crisp 2 days in a row, my friend.
What can I say?
Must be the new digs.
Maybe. Never know.
Nice. How are you today, Nate?
I'm doing all right. How are you doing?
Can't complain. I got to hang out with LL Stash this morning. So yeah. Every day is a good day when you're hanging out with LL Stash. At least that's my story, and I'm gonna stick to it.
Yeah, I don't get the privilege as much, but
yeah. Nice. I mean, the whole entourage was there.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's awesome.
The whole crew. There was Larry, there was Cody, there was Brittany Brands, there was Callie Picker was there. All kinds of people were there this morning, man.
Well, that's bombastic, very fantastic.
Yeah, for sure. I want to say what's up to Chris, Cajun Reseller. Appreciate you being here, my friend. Got Simply Dana. Good to see you. Got Ray in the house. Good to see you. Good morning, Sandal. Yes, Ray, there is. The app is called TCG Player. So essentially you just download it and you can actually scan the cards just like you're taking pictures of them. So it's super easy. But definitely anybody who's trying to sell any kind of playable card games like Pokemon, Magic, Yu-Gi-Oh, any of those type of things, get TCG Player. And it'll literally help you out so much. We got Kelly, the ECOM award. See, you got to show Kelly the proper respect. You need to like properly hit those moves so much that like even your hat cannot stay on your body because your body has become such a violent weapon. You know what I mean? So I was channeling my inner ECOM mom. Leroy in the house. Good to see you, my friend. Appreciate you being here. Paul in the house. Gate City Picker. Awesome to see you, Paul. We got the master of the license plate in the house. I just ordered a fresh new license plate as a gift for someone because if you're looking for a gift for someone, you go directly to the master of the license plate, folks. You don't play around. Good noise, Nate. What you listening to over there, homie?
I put the show on so I can give you a thumbs up.
That's right. You better throw that thumbs up.
All right. Thumbs up.
And you guys in the chat, if you would throw a thumbs up on there, that does help us out very much. And the more thumbs that go up, the more incentive I have to stir the pot on Nate. I've been preheating it this morning, guys. It's nice and bubbly in there.
I bet it is. Are we talking about your stomach, or what are we talking about?
No, I cleared out my stomach.
I
was pulling a Nate Dizzy pre-show.
Nate Dizzy pre-show.
Yep.
I don't remember DDBs being in my pre-show.
Mm-hmm. Got Uncle B in the house. What's going on, Jimmy? Good to see you, my friend. Cajun Roots reseller in the house. What is up, Johnny? Let him have it.
Let him have it.
You go, Nate.
No money, G.
G unit.
What up?
Steampunk Town, good morning. Appreciate you being here. Money for Mars, appreciate you being here too. And Nate, what is wrong with that, man? What's wrong with that?
I don't know what's wrong with my...
But I want to know what's wrong with you, Nate. What is wrong with you that there's something wrong with that?
What's that?
I mean, you should know. The question's being asked of you. What is
Oh.
wrong with that, Nate? What is wrong with that?
I don't know.
If that is wrong, I don't want to be right. Good morning, Ed. Appreciate you being here, my friend. Cody in the house. Yeah, that would be awesome, Cody. D makes like really, really awesome ones. Extreme Card Breaks, what is going on? Good to see you today. Appreciate you being here. Chris said we almost had DDB on Larry's show. It was funny. I don't know if Larry or Cody or someone said, come on, Anthony. And I was like, yeah, I'll come on when I come downstairs, but it's DDB time right now. So they got the backstage access that normally only Nasty Nate gets. But I was like, yeah, I'm sorry, Larry. I am currently.
If you see Anthony before the show and he's in a chat room, definitely need a mask on because he's DDB.
I may or may not have been Voodoo Browning.
I'm a bet man. Gonna say you were.
I may have been. So you still haven't had your encounter with a certain Mr. Burns yet since he's been back from vacation, have you?
No.
That's
Only
gonna
way I
happen
would
today.
have he'd have called me, which would have been even a great start. Great start.
You know what I'm thinking about doing? I'm thinking I got something special that I've had on eBay for a long time that's just not selling. So I've been thinking about giving it to Mr. Burns. So that way, like, he can help you be a little bit more productive at work. Do you think I should share it with everybody?
Sure.
Okay, let me show you. This is actually in my Picksburgh thing, but so yeah, I found this at the bins a long time ago. This is from Indiana Jones. It's like a whip. So I'm thinking when Nate is like half button it at work, we could get Mr. Burns to get this whip out. And battery must be dead. Whoosh, whoosh. Dang it, Nate! Unload that truck. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh.
What in the world?
It's an Indiana Jones whip. I'm thinking about giving it to Mr. Burns. I'm just trying to help the productivity of your workplace, Nate.
That looks more like a something they use for a workout or something.
I mean, you can work out with it. I mean, whatever use you and Mr. Burns find for this thing, whether it be, you know, like one of these type of things or, you know, that's up to you and Mr. Burns. And what happens at your workplace, I guess, could stay at your workplace. But I was thinking more along the lines of, like, if you're not unloading the truck fast enough, or like, say, if you take a break that's like a few seconds longer than you should, maybe Mr. Burns could walk by and just start like whipping you in like the rear end with it to like kind of drive productivity. I mean, it helped in Egypt back in the day, so I think maybe it might help at your place of employment.
It could happen.
So I don't know. I guess if you guys want to see Mr. Burns whip Nate, you can put a 1 in the chat. I'd be okay with it. No comment. Oh, thank you, Dana. I appreciate it. Yeah, this is my Love God shirt. Had to rock it today. We have Flippin Hope at 2 o'clock. You know it. Where we go straight from whipping Nate and DDB to loving Jesus. Because you can be both weird and love Jesus at the same time. Me and Mama, we're living proof of that. 2 o'clock. Come on out. Everybody is welcome. Oh, we're playing a reversal of roles here today, Nate. How about Nate gets to whip Mr. Burns?
That'd be very interesting.
So if I were to somehow get this whip to you, Nate, would you whip Mr. Burns with it?
No, only because wouldn't want to get a felony assault charge.
Could you imagine having to go back to jail because you hit somebody with something that like literally is a plush whip? Like it's plush. Like this couldn't hurt somebody if you tried. I mean, unless you whip it this way, then you could probably really hurt him because this is actually kind of heavy. So I guess you could hurt somebody with this. You just have to do it the other way around. Which, if I know Nasty Nate, that's the way he would do it. Oh, that's awesome. Ed said that he's been hearing eBay commercials on a radio station every day for the last week, so maybe it has something to do with my sales. More advertising going on. Yeah, my sales have been great this past week, like really great. Although, like, I think a lot of it has to do with I've been listing like some primo inventory. So, I mean, I think regardless of how eBay's running, if your inventory is like killer, somebody's going to buy it. You know what I mean? Like, because somebody's obviously looking for it. Like right now, say you're selling like Nintendo Switches and they're sold out everywhere. You know, someone's going to buy that Switch like pretty quickly. Oh, that sucks, Stacey. She's been to 2 Walmarts, no basketball. Yeah, it's so tough to find. Let me see what else is going on in the chat. No Money G has a question for you, Nate. I'm not going to bring it up though, just for the benefit of those in the chat.
Anthony kept those chaps as for personal use from the store's locker.
I may or may not be wearing them from the waist down, but they were too small, so I had to like strap both pieces together. I'm just going to kind of let the awkward just kind of lay there.
Oh, it's laying.
Sorry, guys. When it's Tuesday or Thursday, that means that we're beyond ECOM. I may just change the name of the shows I host to just Beyond ECOM. Although on an ECOM side, Nate, how have sales been? I know that you've been running and gunning again with your Boo Amazon.
It's been rolling pretty good.
Yeah.
Probably shipped out about 15 or 20 things yesterday.
Nice. There you go.
Not too shabby.
How you been doing with like eBay and Mercari?
Oh, it's been bad.
Really?
Yeah, I haven't been listening really too much on eBay, so.
Yeah, see, for me, it's been the opposite. Like, I've been putting a lot of love into eBay, and like eBay like blew up. Like I just over the weekend, like I think just in 2 days there was like $800 some worth of sales, which is like pretty good just for like the average weekend. Granted, I listed a whole lot, but then again, it was like a lot of primo stuff, like really high end basketball cards and stuff like that. I made like a little bouquet in my mailbox of cards yesterday. It's like for the mailman. He's going to be so mad because he keeps trying to tell me to do a scan sheet. I don't know how to do one. And most of the time, most of my sales are like eBay, Amazon, Mercari, Poshmark. Then I have like the local, not local, but YouTube auctions and stuff like that I'm shipping stuff out for. Then I have side deals I do with people that I ship stuff out for. And like, so for me to like do some kind of thing where he just scans one piece of paper, I don't know how to do that for all the different types of things that I have to do. You know what I mean? Because some of my stuff goes through Pirate Chip, some goes through eBay, some goes through Mercari, some goes through Poshmark, some goes through Amazon, and then some goes through PayPal. You know what I mean? So like, I don't know how to make that happen for him. So I tried to get like clever with it. I made him like a little bouquet out of all the little card mail I had yesterday, hanging out my mailbox. Dan said, "Did you have to let it linger?" Sorry, Dan. It's a good tip, Chris. He says Friday is the best day. Usually cards on the grocery side near the checkout for his stores. So that's a good deal. I had a really awesome suggestion brought up to me. So Nate, you know how I've been wanting to rent out that like really tiny storefront like down here in my town. And so anyway, jerk. Anyway, so like the owner basically told me it'd be like 300 plus utilities, which isn't too bad because essentially it would be like paying for a storage unit plus having like a little bit more space and having the opportunity to like take consignment through the door and stuff like that. So anyway, I've been like kind of pursuing that. And then I get a phone call from a friend yesterday and he said, "Hey, I know you do a whole lot of work up your way. I have a guy who's looking to open something, and essentially, like the guy's basically like millionaire, billionaire, like one of those like super rich people that just has like money to play with." And he goes, he's trying to open up 3 to 4 new storefronts in like within the area of Pittsburgh within the next 6 months. And one of the ones is one that he's opening over by him, but he said one of the areas he wants to be in is like literally like he mentioned within like a couple blocks of like where I'm at. And so he goes, "Would you be interested in like opening something if this guy would like toss like some money your way and get you like started?" And I was like, yeah. If somebody wants to like just dump money into like me having a storefront, I will open one tomorrow. So I guess he's having some kind of a meeting with the dude today and to see if like he's copacetic with bringing me in for whatever he's doing for the area near me. So I'd basically be able to have my own like operation out of the thing, and his portion would basically cover the rent. So that would be pretty awesome.
So what is his angle on it though?
Basically, like I would just have to have like certain arcade, like because this guy's like an arcade guy. So I would just have to have like his arcade machines there so that he can make the money off of it. That's literally it. I would just have to have an area of the place for his arcade machines. So it would be like, example, if like you had like a card shop, right? Because that was one of the ideas that he wanted to start because my buddy's real into cards that was kind of brokering this thing. So he basically gave him the suggestion like, well, I don't know if you'd want to have a card shop, but if you did and you'd give me X amount of space in it, you know what I mean? It would basically, because basically he makes money by people going in and playing his machines.
Right.
You know what I mean? So for him to like spot up a place like that, just to have his machines in a primo location, it's like a no-brainer. You know what I mean? It'd be like, just smart business for him. It's basically just having a place where essentially like people are watching over his machines and taking care of his stuff basically for free because they're there. You know what I mean? So it'd be like, I'll scratch his back, he scratched my back type thing, and then I'd have space to like bring storage stuff. I'd have space for whatever I wanted to do. So hoping this evening, I'll find out a little bit more.
He would either have to have a ton of games to be able to cover his costs and make money, or it's going to be based on those machines.
He's one of the biggest arcade retailers on the East Coast, if that like means anything. But like my buddy who is basically trying to hook me up with this guy, he already owns one business, and this guy has helped them start a second business and is currently helping them start a third business. And literally the only thing he wanted to do was just put some of his machines where they're at. And like, it's like, cause they have a bar. So they're able to put like machines wherever they want, you know what I mean? And like any of their other types of stuff. But I guess it's like good enough to where it makes enough money, or else why else would he be willing to basically do that? I don't know. I basically just talked to my buddy, and like, this is a dude that I trust. So I mean, I don't know. Obviously, you need to have like legal paperwork and stuff like that. But I mean, I've been having like I haven't released a video with it yet, but I've been having a lot of like water leaks and stuff in my basement again. So like I've like had actual like inventory damaged again and stuff like that. So like I need to get out of my basement either way, you know, whether it's like we were talking about when you're at my house, whether I close in like the back area of my house and make like a separate storage area, or I mean honestly it's probably going to get to the point where I need to be out of my house. My house is so little, you know what I mean? It's like a 2-bedroom house. Like I don't have the space to like run anything bigger than what I'm already running. You know what I mean? And like I think I've kind of already, and you haven't even seen my downstairs yet, Nate. Like if you would have seen my downstairs, you'd have been like, shame on you, dude. Like, cause like literally it looks like a maze and there's stuff everywhere because it's that small. I literally had to build like a little maze of like shelving everywhere just to like keep it all down here.
Right. Yeah. I mean, from what it sounds like in that deal, it could sound pretty good, but I can't see someone just paying the rent and not knowing the potential of the spot that you're going to have and what money they're going to make. Now, like with arcade systems, like once you get to a certain point, you know, after you get X amount of revenue after like say month 6, where you know you're making $1,000 and people are coming in, you kind of get that word of mouth and people go there every day or every other day or every week or whatever. Where, you know, it's kind of almost printing money at that point, you know, then maybe I could see him doing or paying that much money. But for the start, I mean, unless he says, hey, you have 6 months to basically get my machines popular enough to be worth me paying for this. If not,
yeah. I don't really know what like the whole like thing would be with that type of deal, you know what I mean? Because obviously, like, unless it's like making money, like, it wouldn't make sense for somebody to do that, you know what I mean? So I don't know if like he was thinking like an established business, which my business is established, but I do 99% of it online. So like I don't really like, that's the nice part, is I don't have to deal with a lot of people face to face, you know, outside of like the flea market people, or if I do local pickups, or, you know, when I actually go to source. But like as far as most of the transactions I do, like literally I just throw them on my porch and I'm done. Yeah, so I don't know how much like local traffic like my business drums up, you know what I mean? Like unless I had something like, if it was a card shop as opposed to just like a resale shop, you know what I mean? Like something that people would want to like actually come to type thing, you know what I mean?
You could easily do both.
Oh yeah.
On the space, you could run tournaments for games and stuff to get the kids to come in and everything else. But I mean, like for him to make $300, say just to pay the rent. If his deal is to pay, he wants to pay the rent or whatever the case is for you to open up something so he has a place, then.
Well, I mean, that's the other thing. He said it would be
take a lot of machines.
He would just get his space. Like, and I haven't even talked to the guy yet. I've just talked to my buddy who's currently still doing 2 other businesses with him. So, I mean, I haven't like actually talked to like the money man yet. So
yeah, like,
I don't count chickens before they hatch. You know what I mean? But if somebody's finna put something on my plate, I might chow down. It just depends.
No, I could dig it. I could definitely dig it. But from him owning the bar, he has like a lot of good traffic because people, they get drunk, they play video games, arcade games, or the jukebox, or whatever.
He puts all kinds of like really cool pinball machines and stuff like that in the bar. And like they had a community days thing when my buddy first took over like part ownership, and man, they had so many like really cool arcades out there for free. And it was to the point like where me and my nephews were there, like just like hogging it, like you know what I mean? Like there's all these little kids in line where they're just like hogging up the games.
Yeah, but it would either take a lot of machines or just a lot of effort getting that foot traffic where he's able to make that money. That's the only thing. That and you also have to think about the insurance too. You're gonna have higher insurance because arcade machines are gonna be worth I'm guessing like $500 to $1,000 a piece, roughly.
Yeah, I would say for me the thing that I would probably have to like consider the most is just man hours. You know what I mean? Because like obviously I can't just leave these machines there to be like robbed or plundered because I live in the hood.
Right.
So like
you have to stay open to
exactly
and have a
so,
set
like,
schedule.
So I would have to make sure that like I have me and like other people willing to like work there.
Right.
So like that would be the only
full-time person.
Exactly. And I don't mind doing it full time because like I pretty much do reselling full time anyway, and I can do this anywhere. Like for me to like just get in my car, ride down the street, and then do ECOM and beyond, and then start my day would not be any different than me just coming downstairs and doing it, you know? So I don't really so much care about that aspect of it either. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's gonna be more the 8-hour variety type thing that you'll probably have to set up.
Well, then the nice thing too is like I'd work for me, so like if I need a break, I'll just chill. You know what I mean? Like I'll put a futon or something in there. That's what I did at the church. You know, like any time I wasn't feeling good, I just go in my office. I had a deep freezer in there, and I had a futon, so I could grab me an ice pack. I could lay down for a little bit, and then I'd be good to go for the rest of the day. You know, I could bring this little turd over here. Bring you down there.
Yeah, if you had the space, you know, you can definitely try and rum up the foot traffic by doing like those card tournaments. We used to do that as a kid. And I know that, you know, Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh, and Magic are back running. So it could happen. It just depends on your area.
Yeah. Well, I actually used to run a Pokemon League in my area too through my church. So like I know for a fact there's people in the area that would come for like trading card games and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's how you get those type of people, you know, to start coming through, hanging out for X amount of time. They'll go there, they'll play, they'll trade, they'll just hang out.
Good morning, man. Oh, we got the Grail Master in the house, Eric OBX Picker. You guys haven't seen the video where he just bought out a sporting goods store? Like, go check that out. Dude scored big time. Go show. He also does a show on Friday nights with Dapper Tiger. So make sure you check him out.
Just on them jackets, you're going to make your money back. Easy.
Yep.
Easy. Because those were tags too, huh? They look like. So, I mean, that was a crazy good deal.
Yep. Definitely.
Hopefully find the other Converse or whatever that are those white ones. Those probably were displays, I'm guessing, that they had up or got sent in or whatever. So that's probably why you had just one of the one shoe and one of the other shoe. They were probably displays.
That would make sense. There's still a market for single shoes too. Like, for example, like people that, you know, have had an amputation or something like that. They still need shoes, you know, so that's what I would do. I would sell it as a single shoe, especially if it's like in great condition like that. Just like disclose that this is one right shoe or one left shoe or whatever.
Right.
But yeah.
Scott makes a good point. He says going to need a lot of space to keep machines more than 6 feet apart, comply with governors. Those rules aren't going to change for a long time.
Yeah. I mean, really, the only thing I would need in the space, like personally, like absolutely need is just a place to store crap. You know what I mean? Because like even if like I don't have like a full blown store, I mean, I don't really care. As long as I have a place to store crap and a place to record and do YouTube, I don't really care. You know what I mean? Because right now I'm dealing with a lot of water damage. So just to get out of the water damage would be huge for me.
Need some glass cases for sure. That's why you have like a countertop. You can put cards inside. You can put other stuff in there.
Well, a lot of that stuff's not hard to get. You just basically go when places are closing or.
Yeah, I could have got some the other day. Well, not the other day, but a couple.
Some places will even give you stuff like that for free just because like no one wants to like lug it.
They told me be here at whatever day it was at this time before they literally smash them and throw them in the dumpster and you can have them. And I didn't have a spot for them and I didn't need them.
Dude, Eric, that's awesome, man. He says he's dropping a what sold today, and he's already doubled up.
Oh yeah, for that buy price, you couldn't go wrong.
Yeah, that's awesome, dude.
The crazy thing is the amount of old stock that was in there. That was crazy, and most of it was in package new too. So like, you shouldn't have a problem getting rid of a lot of that stuff. Even though like baseball this year probably won't move as good because where we're at for the season, you can easily make tons of money next year with everything going on.
Definitely.
People will be really itching to play baseball, softball, all that stuff will sell.
Yeah. Some
of the stuff's a little bit bigger, but hey, it is what it is. I would definitely just throw those up on Facebook Marketplace. There's got to be some people that play some softball and baseball in your area.
That's true, Paul. He would go crazy without like all of my boxes, shelving, and craziness. Like this is like Disneyland to him down here.
Nala would scare people away.
No, Nala wouldn't scare nobody. He'd be so cute. Everybody would come to see Nala.
You'd walk up to the door. You'd see the cat hanging there like this.
You would too.
Or he'd jump off something and knock down a shelf, hit a customer.
But there would be no rats or bugs, huh? Because you would eat and kill them all. Huh? Yes, you would. He'd be like the honey of the shop.
He would be like Craigslist hunters.
Yeah, honey.
That's
what I meant. Yeah, honey. That's his cat's name.
Oh, that is right. I was thinking the other one. The other one passed away.
Cajun said he'd go to see Nala. Cajun wants to meet you, Nala. Could bring the dogs down. Although probably not Hunter because he'd pee everywhere.
Yeah, that probably wouldn't be a good idea. People would walk in the store and go, it smells like DDB in here. Oh wait. That's another
like, mate, you're thinking of my inventory, bro.
Like, hello, where is everyone? I'll be out in 25 minutes.
Well, that probably will be an occasional sign on the door. BRB, DDB. Don't nobody come in the store for about 45 minutes.
Actually, now that I think about it, the guy wanting to pay your rent to be able to run his arcades, that's smart because he's finding a location. He's not having to pay anyone to basically guard or protect his stuff.
Yeah.
So, for example, if he had an arcade thing or whatever, right? He'd have to pay at least one employee the whole time the place is open.
Yep. Yeah, it'll end up being cheaper to like cover rent and stuff like that.
Right. Rent, no insurance.
All right. Go on the floor. Come on.
Yeah, that alone would save him a lot. Hello, Stashes. Looks like I'm invisible this morning.
Oh, Larry, you ain't invisible.
We were just talking about you before.
You ain't invisible. Larry, you are front and center, bro. I haven't shouted you and your ladies out this morning. Don't look invisible to me no more.
Right?
Yeah, you're not invisible, Larry. I was just messing with the cat. So, hello. Hello to Myra, too. Appreciate you being here. Brittany said if a dog chews one, that's a good idea, too, because I've had dogs ruin shoes before, too.
Can't say that I have.
Really?
Nope.
Never had a dog ruin a shoe.
Cujo or Capone never messed with my shoes. Yeah, they knew better. They knew better.
I put most of my stuff up though. That's why we got them like shoe racks at my house. Because like if you leave them down, the dogs will sometimes mess with them. Like I've had Hunter pee in shoes before, like to where I'd go to put my foot in it and it'd be like wet. and like, what is going on here? And then like you take it off and be like, yeah, that's pee.
Yeah, I can't say that I ever had that happen.
Yeah, I have.
Either I've been extremely lucky or I don't know. Yeah, but my pits never mess with my shoes. Really don't mess with too much anything. I just buy them occasional bone from time to time, and when they get to the bites or having to chew stuff, they just go for that.
For sure.
That's why I love my dogs, man. Love my pit bulls. Most loyal, pretty obedient. Not the smartest dogs in the world, but
I heard that pit bulls are a big fan of peanut butter. Is that true?
I mean, that I guess you'd have to talk from personal experience. I have no idea what you're talking about.
I've never had a pit bull, so I wouldn't know.
I guess that one time at band camp, when you brought your friend had that pit bull.
The only time I've really ever spent time with a pit bull was the time I came over for the Super Bowl when you gave me the Rona.
You're welcome.
You non-mask wearing butt munch.
Oh, there was no masks talked about back then.
You were like, you know what? It would be a really good idea to invite my good friend over for the Super Bowl, treat him like a honored guest, and then hit him with the Rona.
I mean, I wasn't sick.
You like rolled out the red carpet. You're like, oh, I'm gonna give this man the Rona today. You're like, I'm gonna order some pizza and I'm gonna open up the box and go all over it. And I'm like, Anthony, you want some pizza, knowing that I'm gonna eat like 3 boxes of it? And you force fed me the Rona.
That definitely didn't happen. Occasion, I definitely watched that show. Good show.
They like stars in that show. He rolls up on the block with Cujo on one hand, Capone on the other, and he looks down the street, down the streets of the Six Deuce, rocking that newly minted Kawhi Leonard haircut.
I wish I could be wrong with both of them down the street. Capone's dead.
Sorry. Poor Capone. All right.
Capone was my favorite dog.
I didn't mean to drum up feelings.
That's all right, man. Did cry when my dog died, though. Definitely did.
I don't blame you. I would too. No, we have one right now that's in the process. You know what I mean? He went from being our fat kid to like our really skinny kid. He's like super skinny now.
Yeah, like what's it called? That was probably one of the hardest deaths I ever went through. My dad called me and like I'm like, nah, no way. Like I knew he wasn't gonna last forever or whatever because no animal does, but he was always in really good health, huh?
Were you in the clink?
No, I was home for that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Whenever I got locked up or whatever, my dad took the dog in or whatever, and he was always a huge dog lover, but my mom would never let him have a dog because she just didn't like dogs. So it was his way of kind of getting the in, like, well, someone's got to take the dog. So he brought it in. My dad used to walk him every day, and my dad loved that dog. So when I came home, I was like, okay, it's time to take my dog back. My dad didn't talk to me for a week. Like, and we worked together. We and him worked at I helped him run his business and all that type of stuff. So it's pretty awkward working for somebody that wouldn't talk to you.
Uh-huh.
So I gave him back. And then years later, you get the phone call. And this is after I stopped working for him. He's like, Capone died. It was like an unreal moment. He had some gross, like they get like little like the tumors and stuff on them.
Mm-hmm.
So I knew it was going to eventually happen.
I want to say hi to Summers. Good morning to you. Good morning to Anthony Bluegrass Picker. Appreciate you being here. Michelle Lathan is in the house. West Side Gary's in the house. What is up, my man? We got Casey, the King of Clubs, with us. We got Hip Flippin' Mama. Ooh, ooh. I need a record deal, right? I feel like if Simon Cowell was right here, right now, he'd probably have a tear going down his cheek. What do you think, Nate? Because that was so beautiful what I just did there.
If he heard that, he'd probably try to hit the mute button right before that.
He'd be like, "What in the hell was that?"
He'd be like, hey, bearded guy, let me know when that's over. Give me a signal so I can unmute.
Yeah, for sure. Freddie's in the house. Good morning, Freddie. Appreciate you being here.
What up?
What? No Mr. Rogers for Freddie? What? What's going on? Arkansas Big Dog Hensley. Appreciate you being here.
Won't you be? Won't you be? Won't you be my neighbor?
You should get a sweater like that, Nate. I feel like you would look good in that sweater.
I have a sweater in my inventory that's similar to that, but it's a Notre Dame one. Actually, I think I sold it. It was a vintage Notre Dame one, and I got decent money for it.
You sold it. Everyone wants that Mr. Rogers look. That's what all the ladies are going for nowadays.
Hey, if you're a teacher, you got to kind of dress to the part. You put that sweater on.
Yep.
All the high school ladies be like, "Oh my goodness."
Is he rocking that whole like straight Mr. Rogers get up? Did you learn to tie your shoes watching Mr. Rogers, Nate?
No, I did not.
No.
Can't say that happened. Nope.
Did you loop it, swoop it, and pull?
Nope. It's all about the bunny ears in the hole.
I do the same thing. I do the bunny ears. Yeah. I could never get the loop, swoop, and pull.
Not a fan of the loop, swoop, and pull.
Yeah. Every time I tried it, I screwed up. Then I found the bunny ears, and I never turned back.
Yeah, me too. My wife makes fun of me because of it.
Yeah.
You don't get as tight as a tie, though.
No, you definitely don't get as good a tie.
It's a little loosey-goosey whenever you got to pull it.
Yeah. But a loop, swoop, and a pull, definitely not as cool as bunny ears.
So overrated.
Like, if you don't make bunny ears with your shoelaces, you're just not cool. I'm sorry. If you're loop, swooping, and pulling, you're missing out, ladies and gentlemen. Jonathan in the house. What is going on, my friend? Glad to see you.
What up? Oh, man. Cases, we were talking about tying shoes. we're making sure not to leave nothing uncovered today, guys.
So when you throw your Converse, Nate, up over the telephone pole wire, is it safe to assume that these were bunny ear tied? Or do you get somebody to properly loop, swoop, and pull them to make sure they stay?
Question of the day is, do people know why people do that?
What, the bunny ears or the loop, swoop, and pull?
No. Throw the shoes up on the lines like that. People know why they do that.
I mean, I live in the hood, so I know why they do it. But does anyone live in a bougie neighborhood and know why they do that? That's what I would like to know.
Okay, so I'm going to give you guys multiple choice answers for this. Put in the chat.
We got the loop, swoop, and pull army rising up against us, led by DC Sales, the master of the license plate. She ties and unties shoes, no slipping them on. You know, it's funny. Like, I got to the point with most of my shoes where I'm not even like bunny airing or loop swooping and pulling anymore. I'm like pulling them through, and like I'm trying to get them to like tight enough to where I can just slip them on and off, and then I'm tying the lace like up at the very top of the shoe, and then I'm snipping it off, so that way I don't even have to deal with tying shoes. I do that sometimes now.
We got our Vandalay Industries in the house.
Good morning, Dan. Good to see you. Good live yesterday, my friend.
Yeah, they usually do that because someone has passed. Is why they do that.
Yeah.
Usually where he or she has passed. If there was some bang bang pew pew type situation. Usually.
Yeah.
Take the shoes.
That's why when I go over to Nate's house in the 6 Deuce, I don't know if I'm like going over to Nate's house or if I'm going to Foot Locker.
you may or may not be able to source off those lines if the wind curls right.
You know, you see Nate out there with a hanger trying to get it off. Just off the side. Like, come on, Amber, those are $50.
When the struggle gets, when the struggle's real, you got to do what you got to do.
Next thing you know, you see Nate sending Cameron up one, Raylan up another, Amber up.
Hey, I got those tree/pole climbing things from the storage locker.
Touche.
Put them things to use.
Yep, you definitely use those in the 6 days.
Cameron's he got up half a tree yesterday.
Summer says I need to get me some Velcro. Heck yeah.
I could see Anthony wearing some Velcro.
You know, it's funny. I actually wore Velcro to the ring one time because we had this one guy that used to come to, like, he was a super fan. And, like, I was a bad guy in this territory. So, like, I'd always make fun of his Velcro shoes and, like, get him all, like, you know, hot and bothered. And then this one time, like, I cut a promo on him. And apparently he was bringing a whole group of people to the show to, like, fight me that day. So I decided to come to the ring wearing Velcro shoes that day. And like incite like the entire crowd of people. It's pretty awesome.
That's crazy.
Yeah. But it was still pretty awesome. But that's like what you want to do, like as a wrestler, as a bad guy, is you want people wanting to kill you. Like that means you're doing your job.
As a bad guy, yeah. Yeah, that's what you want.
Mm-hmm.
As a wrestler, did you like, which role did you like? Did you like playing the fan favorite? Or did you like playing the bad guy?
So much better. So much better. It's so much fun because like literally all the things you want to do in life, but you can't because it's rude, you basically amplify times 10. Like it's so much fun being a bad guy, dude. Like it's so much fun. OSP says Crocs in socks for life. You know it. I'm rocking some Crocs right now. These are my cellar shoes. I have a unfinished basement, so I don't come down here barefooted at all.
I can't say that I'm a real fan of Crocs. Not saying that they're bad shoes or whatever, but I'm just not a fan of them.
Yeah, believe it or not, Summers, at one point I was a bad boy. But then I met the Lord and changed my ways.
Crocs are what they give you in the county. So
Yeah,
I may or may not.
They probably don't give you like name brand Crocs, do they? Probably like generics.
They look like the same ones I see name brand
Crocs.
They look the same to me.
So what you're saying is down county, you be rocking these.
Orange ones.
So I got the red ones. You're not cool unless you rock the red ones.
Red ones might be the Allegheny ones.
Maybe. Which county were you in? Westmoreland?
I was in Westmoreland and Washington.
Look at you. You got both W's.
I went on a two county prison tour. At the same ride. 2 for 1. Luckily for me, I didn't go to Allegheny County. Even though I will say Allegheny County is the most lenient county there is, unless you're going for a serious crime.
Yep. So you see what Dan says? You must not have had the real thing. It's Crocs are the best.
I'm not saying they're bad things to wear. I'm just not a fan of them because
Touche, Scott. Scott,
2 reasons.
a very valid point. You can't throw Crocs over the power line.
That's one thing. 2, being that you're locked up or whatever, you're gonna have shoes on for a long time. Okay. So you either have to wear socks or you don't wear socks. Either way, after wearing those for X amount of days, for 18, we'll say 18, 16-hour days, because you're up probably around.
They're down too.
They might have a little odor.
Touche. That's why
you know what I mean?
Man. You clean them.
Well, I'm not saying I had odor in mine because I didn't wear mine. I always wore my J's. Luckily for me,
You were allowed to wear J's in lockdown?
Yeah.
Really?
As long as they have no metal or
Dude, I'd have beat you up and taken those.
listen.
But were you able to use the laces? Did they take the laces?
The only time they would take your laces if you were in you're in suicide.
Dude, I've never heard of them allowing shoes in jail before. That's crazy.
They do at all the places. The only place they won't is upstate. They won't let you. They'll give you government issued.
I would imagine there's a good bit of people that get choked out with shoelaces in there.
Nah.
I mean, I would choke somebody with a shoelace if I had the opportunity, like in jail.
Nah, that usually doesn't.
Because really, in jail, you're looking for anything to be a weapon.
Yeah, but I mean, it takes too long.
I guess. I don't know. I'm not really savvy in prison riotry. Perhaps you can give me some tips. You ever see that movie Get Hard with Will Ferrell and Kevin Hart?
Yeah, that would be like
where he's like teaching him how to go to jail. I feel like me and you need to have like a YouTube series, like where you like train me how to become like OG Dizzy.
You and Bubba would be best friends.
Well, I mean, wouldn't you befriend Bubba? I'm not trying to get on Bubba's bad side.
I'm not trying to be honest.
So, Bubba rolls up to your cell like, Dizzy.
No, I ain't trying to be friends with Bubba. Video sounds, what up?
What up, Glenn? Good to see you, man.
Now the
you would pop in on being friends with Bubba, Glenn.
He says, I feel like the Crocs are a step up from flip flops. They definitely are.
You want to know what's funny? Glenn's actually the guy who helped lead me to the Lord too. So yeah, he would be the one that walks in on me talking about Bubba in prison. But glad you're here, Glenn. Jonathan says he thinks this is the bad boys of reselling. Well, we definitely are. We definitely are fans of the bad boys. Ever since Alex first opened his mouth and those Ferg-like verses flew out, I was like, I gotta be on with these guys. So we were actually on there. Me and good old Nasty Nate over there. We were on there on Saturday night. So if you guys want to go back and rewatch it, yeah, definitely an interesting time, Glenn. This is like it's kind of become like whenever I host a show, we're just like way beyond the ECOM. Yeah, he said that's a no-no, by the way. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I would pull that one up, Paul, but trying to keep it. Well, I mean, I guess you did kind of keep that PG, so I guess I'll throw that up. It's rated. It's been edited, folks.
Video.
He's talking about beaches, in case anybody's wondering. He's talking about beach. There's a beach. They're putting in beaches at prisons now. Nate's going to be teaching you. So Nate, like, what are the first, like, if you had to, like, I'm coming in to Clink for the very first time, right? I'm a newbie. You can tell this is fresh fish walking in the door. Like, what would be like the first, like, couple things that you would like give me advice, like how to like carry myself? Like, what should I do? Like what should a newbie like know?
You don't want to act like a badass coming out the gate. That usually gets you to have a target on your back. Just want to be chill. Find some people that you can kind of squad with. This way, if stuff goes down, you got some people hopefully that have your back.
Is that where you first learned of the beard gang?
No, I never. Actually, I grew the beard a little bit when I was locked up, but there was no beard gang. In state prison stuff, you see a lot of like whites versus blacks and Mexicans and all that, and then in the county, there's none of that.
County, is it just like everybody chilling with everybody type thing, or what?
For the most part, you get a few people that are like that, but it's very few in between. It's more of like a mixed, variety.
You ever watch that show, 60 Days In?
Yeah.
I feel like if you were on that show, you'd be like that Tony guy. You know what I mean? The dude that went in there and he like ran the store and he became like the pod boss. I feel like that would be you, Nate.
I was.
Were you?
I was a pod boss.
Nice.
I was always the guy that always stacked his commissary. But the thing that's crazy is like I took a reselling approach to the whole situation, and I did it with no money. So like I would sell stuff on my trays and whatever. Like breakfast, I never ate breakfast because their breakfast was trash. So I would sell all my breakfasts for commissary. Then I'd flip it. Definitely want to hold on to that pocket. You only got one on your shirt, so you got to make sure you keep that one safe.
I thought he was talking about holding someone else's pocket.
Well, you don't want nobody holding your pocket unless you know.
Isn't that like a sign of like dominance when somebody holds your pocket?
Oh yeah.
Nate probably walked around like El Bundy, both pockets out all times, huh?
No.
Yeah, people double dutching off your pocket. Huh?
You don't have pockets in your like pants. You have one on your shirt. Like, you know, people put packs of cigarettes in like a polo or whatever. You get you know what I mean? That's where, you know, you had one or whatever.
Gary wants to know how much time did you get, Nate?
Altogether, 3 years. My first one was when I went to Washington and Westmoreland. I did 11 months.
I feel like the robocallers like have me set up for like 10 to like noon every day. Robocalls nonstop. That's like the fourth one I've gotten in the hour we've been live.
It's like we know he's live right now. Let's see if we can get multiple people to buy this or whatever.
You know what we should do one of these days? Answer some of these robocalls and mess with them live. I think that'd be fun.
Do that.
Might as well. I mean, you're trying to waste my time. Let's waste some of theirs.
I have fun with those people.
We could field questions for them from the chat.
T-Flip says, anyone else having PayPal putting holds on items more than normal? Have 3 items for almost 500 put on hold. Wonder if managed payment related.
Yeah, I've had 2 held within the last week. And I haven't had that since I was a new seller. So I don't know if it is managed payment related because this happened after I signed up for managed payments. So maybe not. But I know all of my payments are still going through PayPal as of right now.
Maybe it's how the buyer's paying or something. Maybe.
Yeah. Because it was weird. Like one of them was only for like $12, some change. So it was like, you know, PayPal should know that as thousands of dollars trickle in and out of my account, I'm not going to like rip somebody off for 12 at this point, you know? So I'm guessing it had something to do with the buyer's method of payment. If I had to guess, but I don't really know.
Yeah.
Dan says it's the Hall & Oates hotline calling back. Maybe it is. I don't know. You remember that? Was that on this show we called the Hall & Oates, or was that like a working hangout we called them?
I can't remember. I have no idea, to be honest.
We needed to have like a special show where we're just like the jerky boys for our show, where we just randomly receive and call people and mess with them.
Yeah, Gary, that first time was a long time, man. It was 2 weeks before Christmas, and I got out right before Thanksgiving.
Bet you were thankful for that.
Oh yeah, I was definitely thankful for some Thanksgiving real food.
I can imagine, dude. Have you ever brought in as a side dish to any kind of occasion, whether it be family, church, picnic of colleagues at work, Chi-Chi?
No.
That's a shame. You know, it's funny. Me and my wife used to run men's and women's recovery homes. So at our church every Saturday night before service, we would have a potluck dinner. and we would always encourage the men and women in our recovery homes to bring something. Now, like we would fully stock them, you know, either through like stuff donated to the church, food banks. You know, like they would have food stamps and stuff while they were in there. So they'd always have food. So we'd always encourage them to make something. And then we basically started a contest, and it became like the biggest thing that everybody in the church loved is judging who could make the best prison foods. So like there's been like 5 different types of chi-chi I've tried. And it's just because we've had people locked up like all over the country come through like our recovery homes and stuff like that. But it's just, you know, it was just something fun that we did because our church was in the hood, you know what I mean? Like, and, you know, most people that came, like they were accustomed to that type of lifestyle. So it was just kind of fun to play around with that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I wish I had been on YouTube at that time. That probably would have made us go viral.
Yeah,
in competition.
I was 18 years old, and this dude I go to see, and he was doing nonsense as well. He goes, "How old are you?" I'm like, 18. He goes, "Better learn to make a chi-chi." I'm like, "What?" I'm like, "What is a chi-chi?" So the whole like day, I'm like thinking to myself, "What in the heck is he talking about, chi-chi?"
Good morning, Lorena.
I'm thinking like the restaurant, like chi-chi celebration of food, you know, that type of thing. In prison, the only favorite food that you can have is basically chi-chi, and you can make a cake. And a cake is just a bunch of stuff stacked on each other, like from commissary. So, like, you get honey buns and all types of stuff, and you make one.
It sounds delicious. So, like, so you put like a honey bun with like donuts and like cookies and like all that stuff on top of it.
So you get a you would get say like a honey buns. You get like a cinnamon roll, and then you kind of like squash or put them together. Almost like make them like a McGangbang or whatever. Like you just kind of smash them together. Yeah. And then you get like a chocolate bar, like a Hershey's chocolate bar that's just pure chocolate, and then you melt it down and then you just drizzle it on top.
That sounds pretty awesome.
You can only do that if you have, of course.
People in jail know how to do fat kid stuff right.
Yeah. I mean, anybody who's been in jail for a long time, you see them gain weight for one of 2 reasons. One, they just sit there and play cards all day, or 2, they eat like none other. Me, I would actually like stay the same or lose a little bit of weight because I would eat, but I'm running my store, and I've always run my stores off of, you know, flipping and hustling. Like, so.
Were you every damn hustling in the clink?
Oh yeah. I had to win spade tournaments and stuff to kind of jumpstart my type of ventures.
Nice. Yakov, what's up, my man? Good to see you. Appreciate you being here.
Yeah, I was first time locked up. I was just about to turn 21. I was in the clink.
Summers would like you to explain what chi-chi is, Nate.
Chi-chi is ramen noodles, cheese, crushed chips, or cheese puffs, meat, like either chicken, pepperoni, tuna. I guess tuna's not really meat.
I've had it with Slim Jims before.
Slim Jims, summer sausage. You could pick all that. You can do just some. And then depending on where you're at, like Washington had like wraps. So you can make like, like burrito wraps or whatever, or like the soft wraps and put it in a wrap. Get a little hot pickle, chop it up real nice, drop it in there.
So, in your opinion, do you believe that prison chi-chi has led to the greater populace of DDB in prison?
Oh, you know when someone ate some chi-chi the night before.
I can imagine, dude. It would like be a pungent aroma throughout the entire pod.
Oh yeah, like there's we call it the track. There's a track around like the whole pod or whatever. People like walk it just to kind of stretch your legs because you've been sitting all day. They'll do it at night, kind of tire themselves out. Some people will work out, run around in circles, but you would walk the track and then all of a sudden you would hear someone flush. So then you would just take a real wide turn around that one because you know what's coming out of that one.
Speaking of which, Scott just said the smell of hooch and toilet wine will be forever trapped in my mind.
I've only drank hooch. We made what was it? Rice wine. And then someone made some out of like fruits that we had or whatever. That was the only time I've ever had any of that variation, but it was not made in the toilet. Even though the one movie I'm not gonna say everyone has watched, but a lot of people have watched probably was made out of the toilet.
You wanna know what's funny? I helped a guy move one time that went to my church, and I was grabbing stuff out of his basement, and I grabbed this bucket. It was like a Home Depot, like orange bucket, like one of them gallon buckets, or I don't know how many gallons are in it, but you know what I mean, like one of them buckets. So I went to grab it, and the lid wasn't on that much, and like something like splashed out like onto like my pant leg, and it like smelled awful. So like I open it up, and I'm like, bleh. And like literally, dude was making basement hooch. Like in his basement, it was like all up on me, and it was like putrid.
If it's putrid, then he did not know what he's doing. Clearly,
dude, it was so bad, dude. Like it like made me want to vomit.
He probably tried making it with yeast.
I don't know what he did, dude, but it was so gross. It was so gross.
I had someone try to do that once. It didn't turn out good either.
There was this one time at band camp. We went to not really band camp, but we was at Rogers Flea Market. Ash was so excited to get peaches. They look so fresh. She had to have these peaches, and that's all she talked about all day was, oh, when we leave, I'm gonna get these peaches. So she buys the peaches as we leave, and like keep in mind, like my van is like packed full, and this was last year, and we didn't go to Rogers every week last year. So long story short, at the end of the summer, I found those peaches, and they were disgusting. And I kept wondering like why my van smelled funky all the time. Turns out they were her peaches.
Millions of peaches. Peaches for me.
Millions of peaches.
Peaches for free.
Did you guys know that peaches come in a can and they were put there by a man in a factory downtown?
Downtown
in Atkins, guys. Yeah, so this show has been kind of like all over the place today, huh?
Prison talk.
You know what it is? I've been trying this new thing with the show, guys, where I've just been kind of not titling it and then just kind of letting you guys dictate what we talk about. And sometimes when I do that, I let Anthony's mind dictate where we go. And sometimes Anthony's mind takes us to places that we probably shouldn't go. So I apologize for that. So I'll look at the stats and see if you guys like it better this way or not.
Broadcast said, afraid to ask what toilet wine is. So basically, it's like people would they clean out their toilet really good, right? And then they put all these different things in their toilet and let it sit and do its thing and turns to alcohol, and then they drink it, sadly, crazily.
So what actually, like, this is going to sound dumb, but like on the real, like when it came to school, I was more interested in girls and narcotics. So I didn't really pay too much attention in like the whole learning of like a whole lot of things. But what exactly scientifically turns the fruit and whatever into something intoxicating? That's what I would like to know.
It's fermenting. It's like different, like it's like a chemical type of thing.
That's what I'm saying.
For example, like yeast, like, you make beer or whatever, the yeast kind of extracts a type of thing that turns into a whole different crazy type of thing. You can use non-citrus fruits, apples, peaches, stuff like that.
Okay. So Scott says sugar breaks down the yeast and creates fermentation.
Yes. So what they would do, we used to get these buns for lunch. they were like super fresh because they actually made them in the prison or whatever the crew did, and they would be super, like, I don't want to say doughy, but they would be definitely chewy. But I liked them like that, so I didn't mind them. But people would rip them open, grab the inside of it that was really like doughy.
Yeah,
they would use that for the yeast. They would just need a whole bunch of it.
dude. You know what I think we should do? Like this is something like on the real. Like I'm not just saying this like just because we're talking about it on the show. I think that you and I should like seriously organize some kind of prison outreach program to actually teach them like the stuff that we do. Because one thing I've noticed from working with a whole bunch of like, you know, people straight from prison, people that are addicted to drugs and stuff, is they're clever people. They're handy people. They know how to like get things done, but they just do it for like the wrong way. You know what I mean? Like, for example, like one of the best pieces of advice I've ever had came from a drug dealer. Like he told me, dude, you can still hustle, but like you don't have to be like hustling drugs. You can hustle anything, man. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and really, like, isn't that what you do as a reseller? You're just finding stuff that you know is worth more than what it's for, and you're reselling it. You know,
that's what drew me to reselling.
Exactly, and I think that you can go into the prisons and you can teach people stuff because you know they're going to be getting out of jail, and the main reason people go back is because they get out and they're working dead end jobs and they just cannot get ahead. They become a part of the system. So if you can teach people, okay, you're going to get out because of parole, you're going to get your crappy job and you're going to work there for X amount of time. But while you're doing that, take some of that money you're making in your paycheck, put it towards X, Y, and Z, and then really start to stack some money and change your life. So instead of hustling drugs, we can teach you how to hustle things that are legal. You know what I mean? Like there's so much opportunity out there. Like, you know what I mean? And I think just a lot of people don't know how to properly channel, you know, the giftings that they have, because like, I mean, to be a thief, to be a crook, like to be a scammer, like there's some level of gifting that you have that allows you to do those type of things. So if you just flip that to like a legal hustle, you know what I mean? You can still do, you know what I mean? You can still use some of those skills, just like don't do it in a way that's going to land you in jail or hurting people.
Right.
You know, so like I wouldn't mind, you know, donating some time to going in and like teaching some people stuff like that. You know, like when my church was still open, we were you know, we'd go in and like, you know, run little services and stuff, you know, sometimes in Allegheny County and stuff like that. But, you know, I think like life skills, you know what I mean? Like, how do you like turn nothing into something? You know, because some of these people, they might get out, they might have like a storage unit that their parents have been paying on. They might have stuff in like a parent's basement. Dude, go sell some of your stuff you haven't used in several years. You know what I mean? Make some money and start a bankroll.
So that's a lot of it is.
Exactly, Paul. Exactly. Hey, have a good day, Kelly. Appreciate you hanging out with us. Good morning, Danica. Appreciate you being here as well. But yeah, just like Paul said, I mean, like I'm of the belief that as long as somebody has breath in their lungs, it's not too late for them to turn their life around and do something positive with it. And I believe that because I was one of those people who were doing stupid things and then God changed my life. So like I enjoy like teaching people stuff like this. There's been people that, you know, like that'll hit me up every once in a while. You know what I mean? That come from a, you know, old lifestyle and stuff like that. And I'll teach them stuff like this. And it's super simple to do too. That's the craziest part about it is like, and most of these people already have the skills you need to like kind of do something good with their life.
What's sad a lot of times is the people that come out of prison and stuff, they've already given up on themselves or their fresh start because they can't get this good job or that good job. They're used to the lifestyle of either running and gunning, which is people that rob, steal, hustle to make ends meet, get their drugs, whatever, for that day, or they're used to having it all. So a lot of times going back to that lifestyle is all they know, all they want to know, because they kind of given up the fact they'd rather be state property and have other people kind of taking care of them because they know they think it's too late. The issue having people try and start something out of prison is they don't have any type of bankroll usually to kind of fund or operate, something of a legal nature.
Yeah.
And I mean, reselling, you don't need a lot of money to get out the door, but you still need something.
Exactly.
You know what
Hey,
I mean?
see you, Myra.
If they would have somebody to kind of, get them a job, teach them a trade, where they can make money, being able to see the things we do firsthand and then kind of take that and run it with them for themselves, that would be an amazing type of thing. That's been something that I've always wanted to do for people. But the only thing that I ever get worried about is, okay, now I kind of put a target on my back though.
Yeah.
Because especially people in my small town, just like yours, if you find out somebody has a cachet of goods that are good money, like say sports cards or toys or collectibles or whatever, next people will try and pull a robbery on you, and literally try and kick down your door. So
yeah,
in a way, it's definitely something I want to do. It's something I definitely want to do, but it's just trying to figure out how to be safe to do it. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
that's my only thing. You know what I mean? Like bringing someone fresh out of prison into my household with my kids and my family, it's a little bit of a risk.
Well, yeah, but there's no saying you have to bring somebody to your household. Saying you go into the prison and teach them,
Well, no, that's what I'm saying. Like,
or you're saying give them work while they're out to help them build some money,
right? Because that's the hardest thing when you're first home. When you're first home, you got your hand out hoping for anything to hit your hand, like, and a lot of times it's usually the biggest drug dealer throwing you a hookup because you kept your mouth shut and didn't say anything, you didn't tell, so they look at that as building your street cred. Which every time I've come home, I've had people all kind of hands thrown out of bad things. So it was very easy to jump back in that life. You know what I mean? But like Paul said, good.
I was just gonna say that's awesome. You should record it. I'd be curious to see what's in the palette.
But just like Paul said, the hardest part of teaching people out of a situation like that is convincing them that there's another way of other than what they know. That's 100%, because a lot of people, that's all they know. You know what I mean? And that's sad. I mean, that really is, because they could have been brought up through that since they were like 6 years old, 8 years old.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Still in car radios and then doing other stuff. You know what I mean? Like you see that in movies all the time, and just because it's in a movie doesn't mean it's not real. That's real life type of stuff in bigger cities where kids are running for basically the man of their hood or whatever and making his pockets rich and making them feel welcome and taken care of or whatever.
Yeah. Dan said time to move. People are often a product of their environment, and I know that can be the case. I know that one thing that when me and Ashley were cleaning up our act, one thing that we needed to really focus on was people, places, and things. You know what I mean? We needed to not go to the same places that we'd always go get in trouble. We needed to stop being around the people that always led to trouble, and we needed to stop doing the things that always led to trouble. So, back in the day, we had to literally move in my mom and completely change everything, to kind of change our lives. And even with our recovery homes, one thing that we would suggest is, say you're from Pittsburgh, we suggest sending you over to our, Cumberland, Maryland recovery home. So that way you're out of your area. Say you're having a bad day in the recovery home. You can't just run down the street to your dealer, because nobody in this area. So we used to do that a lot with a lot of people that would come in. We would suggest, hey, you're from this area. Let us send you, for free on the church's dime. We'll send you to, one of our other, areas. So that way, You're in a safe area. You can detox. You know, you don't have to have the worry of, you know, I can't handle this. I'm going to just run out and get high. You know what I mean? Because that would be one of the things we would deal with the most, is just people running back to their old things. You know, and, you know, if we could get them in a situation like that where they knew nobody, then they had no choice but to just rely on God and, you know, trust that the process that they were going through was the right process.
Right. And Dan, you're definitely right. People can become the product of their environment. I was a product of my environment. You know what I mean? Like, I was doing good. I went to school. I went to college. I got kicked out of college because it just wasn't the thing for me. Not that I did anything wrong or thing up there. I just couldn't do football and my studies at the same time. Like, one of them was in a losing manner because it was like a 24-hour full-time job, and it was too tough for me. And with high school, I never had to study or anything because I was pretty smart, you know, through school, book smart and stuff like that. So, like, you know, I come home, I'm down on myself. I'm looking for friends or whatever in my area or whatever. And other than, like, you know, people that didn't go to college, they're usually the ones doing the illegal stuff for the most part, because they're trying to adapt to what's going on with their home life and try to figure out what they're going to do or whatever. Everyone else that was probably good people that I could have been around or with or whatever, and try and follow their steps, they're in college still. So, like, you know, what did I do? I ended up hanging out with the wrong people, and then next, you know, boom, like, hustling was born within me. You know what I mean? So, but sometimes we just got to teach people that there is a different way. You can use that sense of hustle, that thing of running and gunning, and using it in the right way.
Yep.
And then, you know, you can really enjoy the fruits of your labor versus, well, it's time to go upstate for 2 or 3 years, 5 years, 7 years, come back and have nothing because the government and the police took everything.
Yeah.
Or your families rob you and take your money. So, you know, it just, if we can show some people a different way, and if there's a way we can kind of get them on their feet, that's like the main thing. Like, even if it's putting $50 in their pocket and making sure their rent's paid for the month, you know what I mean? Like, that would be a huge jump for them, because then boom, they're going to go to the flea market, they're going to go to the thrift stores, they're going to go to Walmart and find something and buy it and make some money, and now they're running their business, you know. So
For sure.
we can kind of figure out a way to do that and protect what we have.
That's the best part about America, man. Like, that's why I love this nation, because no other place in the world can you be a convicted felon and run your own business and lead your own life and do, you know, anything, and like literally make your own, like, destiny, essentially. You know what I mean? Like, America gives you that luxury. You know what I mean? Like, there's so many other countries in the world, you know what I mean? You get out of prison, you know, you don't have that. I mean, even in America, it's difficult when you get out of prison, you know what I mean? But you have the ability to still live the American dream, which is awesome, because anybody has that ability.
Right.
You know, just like you said, like, you got out of jail and, like, you were down on yourself, you know, but you were able to pick yourself up. You're able to learn these tools, and look at you now. You have a business, you know what I mean? You're successful. You have a YouTube channel. You have a beard. You have a beard, for crying out loud, bro.
Just like you said, like, people have triggers of why they do drugs, why they do stuff, and it's usually for depression, trying to mask that. And I was that type of way. Anytime I would get upset or in a fight, you know what I mean, with my parents, my girlfriend, whoever, you know, I'd go run for that. So that it's also going to be teaching them how to control that, deal with that. And it took me going to rehab for the first time to really figuring out how to deal with that. You know what I mean? Like, no one talks about really getting clean unless they're actually someone who is clean or who went through the program. So sometimes you just have to get around the right people to figure out and understand you. Like, it was crazy. We went into a counseling session with my therapist or whatever, drug counselor or whatever you want to call it. And it was like the most crazy epiphany that I ever in my life. And from that point on, like I had a good feeling that I was going to be able to kind of do my own thing from that point on, kind of control my demons and deal with them, you know, without having to go back to that life again.
Yeah, definitely. It's so refreshing to know, like, this is something that like the Lord taught me, is like every single thing that I thought was a waste of my time was just stuff that it was all skills that were being put in my tool belt for what I was eventually going to do with my life, you know? So, you know, I think back like to all the times I was even in front of people talking with a microphone and spandex looking like a fool, you know what I mean? Like that set me up for what I'm doing now. Like I talk to people for essentially, you know, obviously this isn't like my living, but you know, one day, hopefully it will be, you know, like, isn't that the goal of everybody that starts a YouTube channel, to like someday, like make this like a profession or a job or something like that? That's kind of the dream. But, yeah, even like that stuff, you know what I mean? Like it comes back into play, like all the stuff I learned hustling and all that stuff. It all comes back into play with what I do with eBay now. It's the exact same thing. I'm just finding product that I know people want cheaper and I'm selling it to them at a higher price. You know, it's so crazy, like how the skill set of a criminal like fits so good with the skill set of a reseller. Like it's the same thing. Like it really is just like, you just need to change the things you're sourcing.
I remember the one day I was working for my dad, and he knew I was, you know, hustling too, like as I was working there, and we always had fights over that, of course. And I told him, I says, what I do is the same thing what you're doing here, but yours is legal. He tried to back at me so fast. He says, I went to college for 4 years. You have no idea what you're talking about.
He said, Daddy, I went to school of hard knocks.
Right.
Down here in the 6 deuce.
Right.
6 deuce.
I mean, like, but in a you know, you're running a business, illegal or not, you know, an underground business or whatever, it's all the same principles that I'm still doing today. You know what I mean? Like, it's all about cash flow and opportunity buying and, you know, that type of thing. Inventory, making sure you have product to sell, customers. You know what I mean? So that base was a great thing to, you know, taking a negative and turning it a positive. That was a great base of knowledge that, you know, I still use today, of course. Rosie's Closet, what up? Because she's shit. What up, Robin?
So Summers was asking, why couldn't we just make a program of what we were talking about? That's not a bad idea. Like, obviously, it wouldn't be like a, you know, like a paid program. It'd be something free we could provide at least to, you know, people like in the prisons and stuff like that.
I don't know.
Maybe put together a few charts, Nate. Maybe a graph or two.
The thing that I think the one thing that holds us going into the prisons is if it's a prison that I went to, I can't go back into.
Dude, I got connects though, dude. Like I can get us into any jail or prison in Pennsylvania easy.
Yeah, but I don't think I can get into the ones I've been to though.
That's fine. I'll take you to different ones. You're just afraid they're gonna lock you back up and just leave you in there.
No. Like,
oh, this guy's back. Let's throw him in the hole for old time's sake.
For example, my somebody I knew, let's just say, got locked up or whatever, and they were like, come see me, come visit me. So I'm like, all right. So I was locked up. I know how it is, not getting visits and stuff, or getting them and then not getting them. But so I was like, all right, I'll come out there or whatever. So I went out there and I got turned away because they were like, you know, you were locked up here. It's a security risk because I know the inside of the prison and now I'm going to know like and more parts of it. So it's based on a security risk for them.
Yeah. Makes sense. I got some dude like literally offering me like all kinds of offers on like low end basketball cards right now. And I'm pretty much just gonna accept them all.
Speaking of basketball cards, if anyone has any bowls, I would either A, hold them, or B, sell them right now.
Yep.
But
they're going
probably
big time.
I'm probably gonna go with the sell variety first though. He's been playing pretty decent in the expedition. So sometimes you got to strike when the getting's good, and it's pretty good right now. His cards are kind of spiking raw right now, so I would sell them, but
I just sold like 8 cards to this one guy.
What did you sell?
Oh, look, he's still sending me offers.
That's what I got to do after work today. I got to look through my collection, sort through cards of his stuff. It's either A, getting graded because those boxes came that I ordered. I ordered 7 3,200 card boxes, so I'm able to put stuff, sort stuff, put it in where I need it. This way I can easily find it and know what needs listed, what doesn't.
I'm following the advice of Cajun Roots Reseller. Give it to them. I'm just giving it to them, Nate. I'm giving it to them. They're sending me offers. I'm giving it to them.
It's a good idea.
When in doubt, what would Cajun Roots Reseller do in a time like this?
Let them have it.
Let them have it. Hopefully this dude keeps sending offers. I love when people do that because like they'll see that I'm like willing to like give them deals, and then they just keep sending me offers on like everything.
I said Robin, not robbing. Robin. The traveler who needs to come to PA next.
Right. We need to get everybody into PA.
Right. I saw her with Lori last night.
Here goes with another offer. Let's see. Some of the stuff he's like offering, like I probably wouldn't go as low as he's offering, but since he like bought like 10 cards at this point, like I'm gonna give him a deal on some of these.
Let him have it.
I'm gonna let him have it. You know what I mean? Some of these, I mean, I honestly I don't have nothing into most of these. So
okay, just said Robin.
Well, there he goes with another offer. My man.
Make sure you send that in a first class with a nice tracking number.
You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna let him have it. I just don't know. Why didn't I get there? It is the late
Robin said robbing someone that goes on a road trip and never goes home. You've been on a long road trip, that's for sure.
I want to go so bad. I told Ashley what I want to do is once we're able to kind of go full time with her not having to work, I want to get an RV and I just kind of want to like work from that and then just be wherever I'm at.
You know, it'd be a good way of being able to hustle that way, right?
Huh.
FBA.
I know. I'm aware of that. I'm gonna have to eventually start hammering Amazon again. Just let them have it again, guys.
Robin Sonic is definitely awesome. I ate there the other day. We were outsourcing, and there's not a lot of those by us, but there's a couple, and I never ate it there. And man, I was pretty impressed. It's a good change up. I like their menu.
I don't know if you have a viewer or not, but thank you, Nick, if you are, because there's like this is what this dude just bought.
Okay, you got to tell us what he bought.
Twice to get through all of his cards.
What did he buy? Let's hear it.
A whole bunch of stuff. He got Klay Thompson card, Luke Kennard, a couple LeBron, a couple Giannis's, OG Anunoby, Brandon Clark. Of course, he got Kevin Porter Jr. because everybody needs some Cav cards in their collection.
Does this person have any feedback?
Let me check. Hold on. Review offers. Yes, he does. He has 157 feedback.
Okay.
I just accepted an offer on something. I don't even know what it was. Okay, it was a DeAndre Hunter card. I don't care about DeAndre Hunter.
I was more or less hoping it wasn't someone just sending you a bunch of offers and not going to buy anything.
Well, it's the same guy, dude. It's the same guy.
Well, no, like I was hoping that this person, whoever it is legit gonna buy it and not like
I mean, if he
send
does,
offers.
you know,
Yeah.
ain't that big a deal. No sweat off my back.
Yeah, I like Sonic's menu. They got like regular food and then like your normal drive-through stuff, but like they have some restaurant stuff. Like not many places you can go and get some cheese sticks, and love me some cheese sticks.
Thanks, Greg. Appreciate it, man. Yeah, the thing I've really been finding out about eBay lately is like quality of inventory is everything. It really is. Like, because over the like winter, early spring, and stuff like that, I was literally listing out of like the doo-doo brown of my death pile because like I get through like the high dollar stuff quick because obviously I want my money back. And then I get through the easy to list stuff, and then basically it's just a pile of like, it's like bread and butter stuff that might take 2-3 months to sell, something like that. You know what I mean? So after a while, you're just in this like groove of like listing and not seeing like the type of velocity of look. There's another offer. The type of velocity of sales you want, but it definitely the better your inventory is, like it drives sales to even other types of stuff. I've noticed.
Everybody needs a hero.
See, now that he sees I'm giving him good deals on some like lower end cards, he's starting to make me deals on some higher end cards. So this will end up being probably a deal that's over $100 at the end. So this will end up being pretty good. Like, look, he just sent me $20. I have this listed for 24. He just sent that for 20. Like, absolutely, I'll do that all day long. Honestly, what I do with a lot of my basketball cards is I list them higher than other people or best offer, and then people end up sending me offers higher than what I would have listed it for if I listed it for what I actually want. So,
well, hoop cards have been going up and up.
Yep, that's another reason I list them higher.
I don't know if you've seen Luka lately, but Luka PS9 is $400 right now.
See, this dude's going ham right now on my store. I love that. Anybody want to go ham on my store? Feel free to go ham on my store because it makes me a happy boy.
That Giannis you bought is up money now.
I know. Dude, it was like going up as I was buying it. I was like, I'm buying it.
I'm glad you took my advice.
Yep. Dude, my 401k is looking a little gross right now. I'm telling you. And I got to get all that other stuff graded yet. See, that's what I want to try is a Whataburger. I hear about that all the time, and I've never had a Whataburger. And what's the other big one that we don't have here, Nate? In-N-Out. We don't have In-N-Out either. I want to try them as well. I drove all the way to Cleveland to try White Castle. Like whenever that Harold and Kumar Go to White Castle movie first came out, I was like, I need to like go on some kind of a journey and get to White Castle.
The only White Castle
to Cleveland. Yeah.
The only White Castle I've ever had was the one in the freezer part of your grocery store. Here's your boy.
Who's my boy?
Sekou.
Oh yeah, that's awesome, dude.
I think I got a good deal on both those.
I'm gonna send in some of those.
I think I got both those for total like 90 altogether. And one's a silver. And then the other one's a gem mint 10. Silver's a 9. I think I did pretty well with that. I think I'm gonna put this up. It's Tatum.
Nice.
This is rookie. Steak and Shake, we got those around here.
Yeah, we definitely. Actually, the one near me just closed. Believe it or not.
One in West Mifflin?
No, the one in Pittsburgh Mills.
I think West Mifflin closed. I think.
Oh yeah, you know they closed because we were looking in their dumpster that one day. Remember that?
Yeah. You're trying to coerce me to dive in there.
Yeah.
I'm like, no, sir, I will not.
Come on.
No, sir.
Hey, you have to learn though, man. Like once you dive in, it's fun. Just dive on in.
Well, I mean, if you want to show me how fun it is, I'll watch it. I got your back.
Do you?
And if we get locked up,
Does that mean if I fall in, you'll come running and running and running to save me?
I mean, if I got to, I will.
Yeah, I've never had Smash Burger either, Scott. I think we have that in Pittsburgh now, though. I'm pretty sure there's one out near Monroeville, I believe. Tommy Bernard's in the house. What up, man?
What up, Tommy B?
You know, it's funny, Tommy. Me and my wife, this week, she actually wanted to go to the Poconos for 3 days, because since I just finished my taxes not too long ago, I got my stimulus finally. So she wanted to run off and spend it and stuff like that. But I ended up paying off the house taxes with it, and then
oh, you end up getting a stimulus because of that?
Yeah, I didn't get it because I didn't do my taxes yet.
Right, I remember.
Since I did my taxes, I got the stimulus the other day. So we paid off our property taxes with it, and I told her that I'd take her to Sandcastle tomorrow.
That's pretty awesome that happened. I thought you would have to wait till the following tax year to get that.
Yeah, dude.
That's what we're saying, I believe.
Yeah, it came in. It came in the mail, like a check. It wasn't like a direct deposit like a lot of people get.
Yeah, that's awesome.
But yeah, it came in less than a month from the time I did my taxes. So I thought that was pretty cool.
Actually,
but yeah, my wife is definitely jonesing for some jacuzzi time. We have a ticket to go to Splash Lagoon for an overnight stay type thing that we bought during the pandemic. And every single day that we're available to go, she pretty much has to work. So it's been a pain in the butt. But
I'm surprised you don't own a jacuzzi.
Conflict in the house. We thought about buying one for my back deck. You know what I mean? Move out that table and put the jacuzzi back there.
Yeah.
But we just haven't yet. I mean, it wouldn't be a bad idea though to do that. At least get one of those inflatable ones maybe. We were going to get an inflatable pool for back there a couple weeks ago, but then we found out that somebody we know cleared them out on the East Coast. So I can't find them anywhere.
Yeah, we were gonna get a pool. My wife was talking about doing it, and I'm like, I'm not getting a pool. It's too late. Huh?
I would get one
because it would just get destroyed like the last one.
Yeah,
because we had one last year, and my wife didn't want to deal with it, so it got nasty. And
it's funny, Tommy. The place she wanted to go this week is called the Land of Love. And the jacuzzi there is a champagne glass. And then you get your own pool inside of the room too, which is just a larger jacuzzi. It's maybe a 4-foot in-ground pool type thing. And then the bed's a big heart and it spins if you put quarters in it. It's crazy. Yeah, that's for sure occasion. They are money pits. We've had pools in the past, not where we live now, because our yard is super tiny now, but in the past we've had pools and they're a pain to keep up with.
Yeah, up here, it's our weather, this year's weather especially, we didn't have good weather until end of May. Usually it's April-ish. So it was DDB for a while.
Yeah. I hope not, Tommy. He goes, does anyone else think they're going to do what they did last time and make us pay it back, claim it on our next non-corona tax year? I hope not. But, I mean, knowing the government, probably. They are quick to get our money.
Rise up!
Who's that?
Chris Godwin.
Yeah, it was hard to tell with the clear.
Yeah, it's because of the green screen.
Yeah. You mean to tell me you're not in a real studio right now, Nate?
I mean, yeah, of course.
I mean, I thought this was the official studio of ECOM Beyond, but I could be wrong, I guess.
No, you're right.
I was gonna say you just made me lose a little bit of the magic there. Thinking that Nate might actually be in a basement or in his house or not in a luxurious environment like it would appear.
Clearly, I am. Whoever thinks elsewise is not right.
That's awesome, Tommy. He says he may or may not have spent a few days there. Heart-shaped bed, infinity pool, champagne tower. Heck yeah. She's jonesing for it, man.
Whoa.
Well, I guess I probably could have phrased that differently, huh?
Whoa.
Touche. It's a good thing she ain't listening right now. She's off today. She's off today, tomorrow, and Thursday.
That's
which
good.
she never gets 3 days off in a row like that. So that's why she wanted to go away too. But I was going to make it the topic if we had a topic today, like about the sports card con that's this week. It starts tomorrow at 8 p.m. and it goes all the way through Sunday night, the 2nd, and Saturday evening at 8:45 p.m. Eastern time. Your boy, this guy right here, is going to be live for the virtual sports card con on the Sports Card Investors YouTube channel. And it's going to be pretty cool. There's like big time partnerships with eBay and stuff where like they're going to supposedly put me on their main page that day. So hopefully that'll make sales blow up a little bit. At least I'm hoping it will. I've been listing like crazy amounts of cards preparing for this, just trying to get as much as possible up there. And I have like crazy amount of like young football quarterbacks to list today. I'm expecting those to go like wild over the next few days. Because these basketball cards have been like crazy, dude.
What kind of football cards you got?
All kinds, dude. Like name it, I got it. Like literally every single young player, new players I have.
At Mahomes?
Yeah.
Rookie?
Dude, I just sold a silver Mahomes rookie a couple weeks ago.
What?
Yeah, Prism.
You didn't tell me?
Yeah. It wasn't like the base. It was the insert one where it's like
do you have a Mahomes rookie Prism?
Not anymore, no.
Do you have any of his rookies that are non-insert?
I think so. I should still have. I have a whole bunch of Mahomes left. To be honest with you, like I've barely touched any of the Mahomes.
I want to buy that.
Yeah, I'll definitely show you what I got.
I've been looking at the market, trying to purchase one. I think it'll go good with my Lamar Jackson I got over here, which I'm going to put together this weekend, hopefully. A lot to go to PSA.
Nice.
That's the goal. I'm gonna get all my cards kind of situated and figure out what needs sent in.
Yeah.
I'd probably send top 50 I have value wise, or yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do the top 50 value wise that probably winning the sale / keep.
Yeah, this dude's still sending me offers, bro.
Yeah, can I have any cards for the thing?
Tommy said, did I send all my lower stuff to the place that sells them for you? Not yet. They have you like go through and like fill out this. The thing that's holding me up on that is you have to actually go through and fill out this big like spreadsheet of every single card. And then they go through and tell you which of those cards they'll accept out of that spreadsheet. So it's just very time consuming. So, I literally told them like I'm still going to do it, but I'm going to like take my time doing it because like it took like hours just to go through, some like 80s and 90s like junk, and they only took I think like 11 or 12 of like the few hundred I submitted to them. So I'm gonna probably still do it, but I'm gonna wait till I have more time. For example, like if another pandemic is going to hit or another wave of it, I should say, then I'll probably have a little bit more time. But as of right now, like I've been buying a lot of cards at auction. Like I have just like tons and tons. Like for example, this just came in like 2 days ago. I haven't even processed any of these yet. Like just random cards that came in to sell. Like a whole bunch of like I got autographs, rookies, even like UFC, baseball patches and autographs. Like, and I have like boxes and boxes and boxes of stuff I've been buying at auction that I just haven't processed yet. I've been trying to get through my buddy's stuff first since the pandemic's really been messing with his business. So I like to be able to give him at least a few $100s a week to kind of take some pressure off. Take it easy, Lorena. But yeah, guys, I think we are going to start to wrap it up. It's almost noon. I didn't realize it was so late already. Plus, I think Mr. DDB's already started with his packing. So I can get my packing done too. So if you guys are into it or free at 2 p.m., I will be over on my second channel called Flippin Hope. Hip Flippin Mama and I do Bible study over there. So if you guys want to come hang out with us, feel free to come on over. Down in the description, there is a link to that channel. So if you want to go subscribe, that'd be cool. Also subscribe to Nate. I put his channel down there as well. But yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow morning on Nate's channel, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Appreciate each and every